Hello, everyone. What is up? How's it going? My name is LeAnne. I am 28 years old, and I have actually been wanting to make this video for a really long time, but I've just kind of been putting it off. I've actually been really busy lately. I just moved to a new state. I actually just got divorced a couple of months ago. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. I just started full-time college, and I'm starting a business all the way over from the ground up again. So it's been intense lately. So yeah, I wanted to make this video because I want to just help others that are struggling with peripheral neuropathy. I'm going to share my story about what happened with me and where I'm at now. And honestly, it's just to let you know that you are not alone and there are other people who are experiencing the same types of feelings that you are, both physically and mentally. It all started in March of 2018. I got a sore throat and I went to the doctor and they gave me some antibiotics because they thought for sure I had a bacterial infection. So I took the antibiotics. I didn't ever think anything of it. But I kept feeling worse and worse. I didn't get any better. So I went back to the doctor. They did more tests. They couldn't really figure out what was wrong with me, but they decided to give me another round of antibiotics, which I took because they were my doctors, so I trusted them. Well, I got really bad and I went to the emergency room, and the emergency room doctors said that there was nothing wrong with me and that I was having an anxiety attack, and so they just dismissed me. I went back to the doctor again because I still wasn't better. This had been 2 months now that I still wasn't better. They found out that I had a C. diff infection, which is just an infection in your colon that you get from the antibiotics. They kill all the good bacteria. So the bad bacteria grows and you get a really bad, really bad bacterial infection in your colon. Anyway, so they had to give me vancomycin, and I had to take it every morning, afternoon, and evening for like 10 days. Well, so on the second to last day or something that I was supposed to finish it, I started getting these crazy, like, burning sensations all down my side, and it was going into my back, and it was in my head, and I was like, what is happening to me? So I went home from work and I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep because I don't know what's wrong with me. I just need to sleep it off. I'll be better when I wake up. Well, I was like 10 times worse when I woke up, and it kept getting worse. And I waited one more day. And whenever I went to bed that night, I woke up with like my heart being electrocuted, basically. So I went to the emergency room, and at that point, I was feeling like I was being burned alive and electrocuted from the very top of my head to the very bottom of my toes. It was everywhere. Literally anywhere I have skin, I felt like I was being burned alive and hooked into an electric chair. And so the doctor said, yeah, this is peripheral neuropathy, and it is a side effect from vancomycin. And I just was crying, bawling my eyes out, and I was like, oh my gosh, well, when is it going to go away? And she's like, oh, it'll go away in a week or 2. You'll be fine. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good, because I could not live this way. That's literally what I told the doctor. I was like, if this lasted longer than that, I don't know what I'd do, because this is no way to live. So she discharged me and I went home, and she gave me some gabapentin for the night, which it was just one 300 milligram pill. So I took that and I went to bed. I woke up the next morning and the entire right side of my body was numb. And I couldn't feel my leg. I couldn't feel my arm. And I was freaking out. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I was in perfect health before any of this happened. So it was pretty traumatizing. It literally was traumatizing. I was living on my own at that time. I was still a single mom, and my parents lived out of the state. And I called my mom freaking out, told her what was going on, and she flew into town like the very next day. which I'm so grateful for, because I had my kids. She had to help me with them, like getting them to school. I literally could not do anything. So fast forward 2 weeks, my nerve pain was like a tiny bit better, but it definitely wasn't gone like the doctor told me it was going to be. So I started freaking out a lot. So I actually packed all my stuff and I moved to Houston to live with my parents while we figured out what was happening to my body. And while we were in Houston, I was able to go and see a neurologist there who did full body MRIs. And, you know, he was like, we're going to figure out what this is. Like, he thought it might have been an autoimmune disease, you know, from my system getting overstimulated, and it was my body. I don't know. So anyway, we did all these MRIs and he said everything looked fine and normal on the MRIs. And that it would just be up to me and how healthy I live for the nerve pain to be over. I never really thought it would last longer than like a month. And my kids just came in. So if you hear my kids playing in the background, that's them. Anyways, so I basically had no like solid answers. I had never heard of peripheral neuropathy before this. So it was new to me, and I was actually too scared to Google anything because I had already been doing that before. And so I just was like, I'm not going there. I'm not going to Google this because I will freak myself out. Anyways, so I started taking a whole bunch of supplements and eating extremely healthy. And I was doing like all kinds of juicing and smoothies and all healthy foods and supplements. And I'm going to actually put a picture or a link to my picture. I don't even know how this works. Put a link to the picture in the description of all the supplements that I took, because I took all these supplements for about 4 months straight. And I will tell you, to this day, I would say that I'm 85 to 90% back to normal. It's absolutely amazing. I have all the feeling back in my body. I don't get tingling feelings. The only thing that I experience is like brief little like a pin or needle feeling that like briefly goes and then it's gone. And that could happen like anywhere, my arms or my legs or whatever, but it'll happen and it's not really that painful. It's just more of like an annoyance. But I'll take that any day over what I was like when it first happened. So anyway, I truly believe that those supplements, if it weren't for those supplements, I don't think I would be this good. I honestly don't. And I am extremely grateful for how much I have healed. And I just want that for everybody. I don't think anybody, any living thing should have to experience peripheral neuropathy. I don't. I think it's one of the most horrible things that a person could go through because it plays so much on your mind. It just creates so much anxiety. It's like every emotion you could possibly imagine. It's like fear, anxiety, depression, sadness, the unknown, just like, how is this going to end? When's it going to end? Like, and I know nerve pain is so different for each individual. Like, it could feel completely different for one person than it does for me. And there's so many different causes of it and reasons. And like some people have had it their whole lives. Some people have only had it for a couple weeks. Everyone's so much different, but it's still nerve pain and it's still painful and just awful. And I don't think any person should have to have that. Anyways, so I just want you guys to know that you are not alone and there are other people out there who understand what you're feeling and what you're going through physically and mentally. I just wanted to put this video out there. I haven't really told my story I actually have never made a video of me talking on YouTube. I have videos of my kids on YouTube, but not of me because I don't really like it. And I think I'm kind of awkward. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to put a link. Yeah, I'll come right out, babe. I'm going to put a link to all the supplements that I took and kind of like what I did on a daily basis. because I hope everyone can heal like 100%. But if not, I hope you can at least get up to 85, 90% normal on a daily basis. That would be amazing. Just don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. And there are ways that you can manage your pain, and don't give up, okay? There are things that you can do. There are things that your doctors can do. And you can manage the pain, okay? I hope you guys have a good day and you like this video, and I love you all. Bye.